Hello everyone. So I posted earlier a video about Jariah's first reaction when I was praying in my heavenly language around him. And in the video I was talking about how I had to actually wait for my heavenly language. And someone wrote in the comments for me to explain like why I had to wait. So there is actually two reasons why I had to wait. The first reason is because when I first got baptized, I believe it was in 2014 or 2015. I can't really remember. I remember it was in May, but it was at an old church home in Boston, Mass. And I remember my god sister telling me about her very first experience with being baptized. And her very first experience was after she got baptized, she immediately came up speaking in tongues. So I automatically said, well, this is gonna happen to me too. So when it didn't happen to me, I was under the impression that God did not want me to have this gift. I was like, it didn't happen to me. I didn't come up out of the water speaking in tongues. This is just not for me. So for a while, I went on thinking, speaking in my heavenly language was not for me. And then I met this amazing woman of God, and through her program, before we actually went to Dubai, the Lord had me reading the book of Acts. And I remember before actually going to Dubai, I kept getting dreams and everything about me actually getting my heavenly language. And I was like, oh wow, it's really gonna happen to me. It's really gonna happen. I was really excited. But before that, because I had this impression that because I didn't come up out of the water automatically speaking in tongues, it wasn't for me. I just didn't ask anymore. I didn't know how to ask. But yeah, I learned that I could ask, right? So before we got to Dubai, I kept getting dreams about getting my heavenly language, and I also was getting visions and everything as well. So when it happened, when we was in Dubai, I was totally blown away. I actually wrote about it on my website, www.inmyprayercloset.com. I write a bunch of blogs. I haven't written them in a while, but I write a bunch of blogs about my journey with God. And one of my blogs is talking about how God actually gave me my heavenly language. So if you want to know about that experience, go over to my website so you can read about it. But when I asked the Lord afterwards, I said, God, why didn't you give me my heavenly language then? Why did I have to wait? And he said to me, it was because I wasn't mature. He had to grow me up. And if you knew me before, me in my walk with God now, baby, I was out here throwing the Bible at people. I had no grace, I had no mercy, nothing. I did not know how to win souls to Christ. And the Lord had said to me, he said, Natasha, if I would have given you your heavenly language back then, you would have mishandled it. You would have abused that gift. And I just remember thinking to myself, God would have had to come down here and get me girl, let's go, because you're doing too much. But everybody's story is different. But if you have been asking God about your heavenly language, just ask him, God, why do I have to wait for this right now? And he'll definitely tell you. But yeah, that's my story. But like I said, everybody's story is different. But that's what happened to me.